We're back from the Nuzlocke Invitational. For those of you who don't know, that was a competition in July that was hosted by Point Crow and Pichow. So my partner was Fuslie, Leslie. She was an incredible partner. She did a wonderful job. She started all the way from basically no experience, like not knowing the type chart, to getting all the way to 3rd place. So I was really, really happy with how she did. But I mean, the main takeaway from the weekend was just everybody I met was so genuine and kind and sweet, and it was so much fun. I had met a bunch of really cool Nuzlocke creators that I hadn't met before. Freeze I had never met, Kaya Coliseum I had never met, and Stefan I had never met. Really great seeing Pichow and Moxie and Wacko again and Drew again. And then I met a bunch of really big creators too, and they were all just equally as nice. They were so sweet, so genuine with their time. They were so locked in and like invested in the event. Fuslie was wonderful. We spent a lot of time together and she was awesome. Meeting Ray for the first time was great. I had met Ludwig online before, but meeting him in person, he's a sweetheart. Really fucking funny. Chris, Ranboo, Alana, and Connor. And Slime is, man, Slimesicle Charlie, he's a genius when it comes to this game. How the ability that he was able to pick it up, the high level plays that he made with his team, it was phenomenal. But everybody was just so nice. Eric too, Point Crow. So I had a blast. I hope people tuned in. I hope people watched it. It was apparently really successful, but it was a blast. It flew by. It was so fun. Oh, I also met Alpharad in person for the first time. Also great. Met Markiplier. That was cool. Yeah, just it was a really, really fun weekend. I met Markiplier. Yeah, I did meet Markiplier. Yeah. Real nice guy. I met his dog. We just chatted for a little bit, and then I was like, I don't want to waste your time, but I just wanted to say hi. I also met, this is a random person, an actor that I have been a big fan of ever since I saw him in Midnight Mass, which is a Netflix show by Mike Flanagan. Raul Coley. He was super nice too, but it was so cool. I was like, dude, you are such a good actor. I was fanning out. That was the biggest fanboy moment for me, was meeting Raul Coley. But yeah, so Fuslie and I had a great run. We practiced a lot since we stopped our Nuzlocke. We practiced most days, at least for a couple hours. So she really put in the time, the investment. So much slackings. Yeah, there were a tad too many slackings for my taste. I would have liked to see those guys banned. Possibly same with Spore. And one of the things that some of the coaches talked about was kind of like, instead of having Follow Me, Spore, etc., in the movesets for the Pokemon to randomly learn, if you were given like a VGC toolkit as TMs, so everybody got one Protect TM, one Follow Me TM, one Wide Guard TM, one Trick Room TM, one Tailwind TM, but you couldn't get additional moves from the move learning. That way you could like build out your team and like you could still focus on the Pokemon that were the best Nuzlockers, but you could kind of still have VGC concepts. I think Fuslie and I are planning, nothing's confirmed, nothing's on the book yet, but try to do a Soul Link. Well, we'll see, whatever she's down for. I know that she did an exhibition match yesterday with Lud. They did a best of 5. I stayed up so late to watch the whole thing, helped out the best I could. I was thinking we could react to it, we could watch it, because there was a lot of really interesting play. I mean, Ludwig's and Drew's team is very fascinating. It requires a pretty good level of like understanding how the team plays with itself. And it was very clear by the end of the best of 5 that he completely understood it in a much better way than he did during the tournament. And so it was really cool to see him like actually pilot it in ways that were like good. So we talked about this match, and I told her that what she wants to do, because we were expecting a Darkrai Dragonite lead, I wanted her to lead Bubbly plus Lucario. Because what Bubbly plus Lucario does is that Bubbly can Spore the Dragonite, and Lucario can kill Darkrai. And so what that forces him to do is it forces him to either choose to Breaking Swipes the Lucario so that Darkrai doesn't die, or it forces him taunt the Azumarill so that the Dragonite doesn't get put to sleep, and then we get the kill on the Darkrai. And then it also has pretty good matchups.
And then a moth.
I type like
You want to know
into any other leads that he has. What she was supposed to bring in the back was Boomy Shrimp. Because if you lead with Bubbly, Bubbly Brawny is way too passive. There's not enough damage. And also Brawny doesn't do really anything for this matchup, in my opinion, besides setting up Aurora Veil. She was really intent on setting up Aurora Veil here, but I don't think it's worth it, because once Brawny sets up Aurora Veil, he's really doing nothing and is just taking up a slot where Kingdra can do so much more damage, or Stupid even. But I think you have to bring Boomy, you have to bring Furry. Bubbly is really good into his team because basically nothing can do big damage to it except Rhyperior, and we speed tie with Rhyperior, so out of Trick Room, we can get faster with Quiver Dance, or we can roll the speed tie under Trick Room. Is a pretty decent matchup. The issue is that like it can get complicated if Lud starts making switches and predictions, which he ended up doing, and she does have to play pretty optimally to do this. I believe she was told to drop the Kingdra in game 1 by Wolfie. I don't know what he told her, but I think that's what she said. I don't know why he suggested that. There's probably a good reason that I don't know. So a really important part about coaching, in my opinion, is meeting your student or your athlete or whatever where they're at. So like my goal with a lot of the lead matchups and a lot of the like prep for the battles was doing a lot less like, well, here's exactly what you're supposed to do, and more, let's focus on things that you can really comfortably do that don't require high level predictions, because I think that she's still at the point where she's just trying to figure out and get comfortable with everything. And she's really good at being able to lock in when she doesn't get stressed. I think that there's definitely ways that you can pilot this team, involve more heavy switching, involve more like high level plays. Like what I really like about this team is that it has Pokemon that hit quite hard. It means that like if you lead with those Pokemon, if you lead with the Dragonite, or not lead, but if you have the Dragonite out, if you have the Hippowdon out, if you have Kingdra out, it's actually quite difficult for your opponent to switch around because they just threaten with so much damage. I think she really wanted to set up the Aurora Veil, but let's see. So she's bringing Furry and Bubbly, but then in the back, she goes with Brawny. Yeah, she went with Brawny. So I don't know why. But so this is a pretty interesting lead. I think she panics here because we don't really have any predictions on like we didn't specifically prepare for this lead. But the whole thing with this Altaria that's really nice, especially with this lead, is that the Altaria does not threaten any damage into any of our Pokemon that aren't the dragon types. So both of these Pokemon, the Altaria has a really good moveset. It has Fake Out, it has Wide Guard, and it has Follow Me. But the thing is that it can only click one of those moves every turn. So you have to force it into doing something every single turn. What I would do here is I would hard switch either the Rhyperior, either one of our Pokemon into Dragonite, so that we don't just get nailed by an Earthquake from this Rhyperior that it can rip. I would probably just try and kill this Rhyperior, because the second that we kill this Rhyperior, Azumarill's free to just like... Altaria can't touch the Azumarill. The Lucario is much safer. So I would want to see a switch and a Spore here. But that's, again, that switch, it's hard to coach and like learn when to switch, when you need to realize like, I'm not going to get a favorable trade out here. So it's actually beneficial to lose some momentum by making a switch. What you don't want to do is just errantly switch because you don't know what else to do. Let's see what she does here. I'm going to skip a little bit of her thought process here.
Right, pure. I won't even use Sacred Sword fighting against.
So like if she's going to stay in, I think we always Sacred Sword Rhyperior, but I believe what she ends up doing.
I know, timer's up. Timer's on.
Okay.
So like now she's panicking.
I'm going with my heart.
The other thing she could do is set up Tailwind if she wants, but I think she ends up thundering into Altaria.
Okay.
Which doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
Whoa. Oh, paralyzed. Okay. Oh,
and the Earthquake does quite a bit of damage here, but it doesn't kill either of these Mons. So on this next turn,
there's a move called Fake Out.
There's a move called Fake Out. He's so sassy. So on this next turn, basically the issue, and Lud doesn't actually do this, but Ludwig's pretty safe to just follow me to keep the Spore away. So what I would want to see, I mean, if Lud doesn't follow me, it makes a lot of sense to either Spore or Steam Engine the Rhyperior. It's unfortunate that Altaria is paralyzed because it means that we can't Spore it, but it does have a Chesto Berry, so you'd need to Spore it twice anyways. Again, I think here it's probably best to switch one of these Pokemon so that she doesn't lose them both.
I want to probably Steam Pump up into Bray. Okay. I don't know.
She goes to Dragonite, that's good.
Because you're gonna... Okay.
And Follow Me, unfortunate. And she lost the speed tie, so Azumarill just dies.
Okay,
That's
Bubbly
fine.
dies, which is not
Unfortunate,
good news for
but
us. This is
fine.
terrible news.
But now
Okay,
this is
bring
good.
Body out.
She can Aurora Veil here. What I would probably, like, this is where Kingdra would be really good, right? Because what Kingdra could then do is you threaten with Glacial Lance plus Surging Strikes. It forces Altaria to either Wide Guard or to Follow Me. The issue then after that is that Rhyperior can probably pick up the kill with a high horsepower because the Surging Strikes would break the the Surging Strikes would trigger Rocky Helmet, which would break our Sash, or he could just go for a Stone Edge and kill Dragonite. So I mean, I guess in this instance, maybe Aurora Veil is fine.
Let me think.
What
if
she's already lost so much momentum here.
Glacial Lance his thing, and then I say.
But it also
Aurora Veil,
requires,
I can
it does
Aurora
also
Veil here.
require Lud to play perfectly here. And I think it makes sense to Wide Guard here if I'm Lud.
And just become really tanky.
But he
then
doesn't.
Rhyperior is really strong against. Okay, Rhyperior. All is not lost.
Yeah, so I don't know why he followed
Okay,
me.
we
I don't know what
Altaria.
I don't know what he's protecting Rhyperior from with that Follow Me. That doesn't make any sense to me. I think that's a misplay. But at the end of the day, he doesn't lose much because of it. I just think Wide Guard's a much better play.
We do some damage.
We
to
get Aurora
Rhyperior.
Veil, so Brawny doesn't
That
die,
hurts
which
like
is good.
crazy, But Bronzong eats his berry. He gets it back with Harvest, potentially. Did we get a Aurora Veil? Okay.
So this
his
is Darkrai.
comes out. You
So
hate
what
to
does she
see
do
that.
here?
Darkrai's hella fast. It's gonna get to go first. It's going to use... But Fury might be dead if I bring him in, right? I might do the swap anyway. Or I could do Dragon into Dark.
Yeah,
Dark
so
is
she's
Dark,
kind
Bug
of
is
she's
strong
kind of
against
stressing
Dark,
out.
right?
That's okay.
Bug is strong against Dark, but doesn't
So
really
what
matter.
is-
Bug is strong against Dark, right? Bug against Dark. Yeah, okay.
So
Maybe-
I think maybe I'm fairly certain that Sun Steel Strike will do more damage to this Darkrai, even though Pollen Puff is super effective. She tried to do this a lot, and this was probably a failing on my part, where I was like, Pollen Puff, you're not ever really gonna use Pollen Puff. I would recommend using Sun Steel Strike anyways on this Darkrai, for example. Like I think we should have done more. Bronzong was mainly a Follow Me bot, and it had some cool techs. And I think once she got away from using it as a Follow Me bot, I just didn't prep her enough for that. She had that one really sick Pollen Puff play against, I think it was I think it was Ray. That was awesome to see. But for the most part, like, that's just kind of a waste of a move. I would much rather see her try and Sun Steel Strike the Rhyperior, because Sun Steel Strike plus Glacial Lance definitely gets this kill on Rhyperior. Not that it matters, because this thing's just dying with a
Pollen Puff?
Dark Pulse, but...
Guys, Dark
okay.
against- Okay.
And there, again, that's a lucky miss.
Okay.
We just lose outright if that goes down. I don't see the point of Dragon Hammering that Darkrai. This Darkrai is not the scary threat at the moment. And I think a huge part of these double battles, these VGC matches, and especially in this tournament, is finding the Pokemon that are the main threat. Again, because once we get Darkrai down, the rest of our team, or I mean, once we get Rhyperior down, Darkrai doesn't touch Lucario. So there's no reason not to Glacial Lance Rhyperior again, and hope that then on the following turn we can get another kill with a second Glacial Lance.
Bring out this guy, Lucario.
Again here,
Furry's so weak.
she's actually really close to winning this, even with all that, because of that miss. All she needs to do is
I know I'm going to
Dragon Hammer the Darkrai.
The problem is Darkrai's just gonna kill this guy.
No, Darkrai can't kill Lucario from here, so I'm not totally sure. I mean, I guess it could Electro Web, and maybe at -1, Rhyperior's faster than Dragonite, but I don't think that's true. I don't remember off the top of my head. But I would Dragon Hammer Darkrai, and
Darkrai, I have nothing to deal with this anymore.
well, except for you, she did do
Alright,
54%, so this Dragon
Dude, I
Hammer
did not expect
kills
this.
that. So let's see what
I
happens.
can't think. Darkrai goes first, then Darkrai
Yeah, so
kills-
he Electro
Darkrai
Webs,
for
but
sure
again, I
kills
think we're
this
still
guy.
faster
Boomy
with
gets
both
to
after
go,
this.
Kills him. This guy's not even get to go. He's not gonna go. Why would
So Electro Web, Sacred Sword kills that, and then what did she use here? Did she use Dragon Hammer?
Okay.
Good, perfect, okay. Unfortunately, oh man, I didn't see that. It's enough that... Does Rocky Helmet really do that much? 17%? Is Rocky Helmet a 6th? It's 18%. Dude, that's fucked up. Oh, man. So then the right play actually... Yeah, that's unfortunate. There's no way that she would have known that, and it's hard to tell how much that Electro Web does. But I think the play then is to Sacred Sword Darkrai and hope that a Glacial Lance... But see, it's not. It's not. So had she Glacial Lanced on the following turn, on the previous turn, Rhyperior would be down where a single target Glacial Lance absolutely gets the kill. But again, it's like, that's not even a misplay. That's just like, yeah, just barely, but we are still faster. So yeah, that's the play. It's Glacial Lance on the previous turn, Sacred Sword. I mean, this is all very like Monday night quarterbacking as well. I mean, not really, but like a little bit. So like, I'm not, to be clear, we're just going through this and like walking through it. This is not like what she should have done. There's no way to expect her to have played optimally, or anybody.
Boomy gets to go, kills him.
You're in singles for Calc, by the way.
He's not gonna go.
So Electro Web, yeah. So this is an L because now the Dragonite can't deal with the Primarina. It's actually really close, though. It is shockingly close.
This is a bad matchup. Terrible, in fact, the worst. The
And
absolute
and
worst.
if he had the Dragonite instead, we'd probably win that matchup. Yeah, she can't. She can't win this. You can Drill Peck, but because it's now faster, nothing you can do here.
I have Aurora Veil.
Damn, I'm faster with one Electro Web. I did not know.
All right.
Marina. Okay.
So here's game 2. Yeah, no, Lud's Primarina is really good. Is really, really good. And once he figures out how to set it up, like, it becomes so nasty. I'm pretty sure I asked her why she didn't bring Kingdra to this battle.
Should I start Lucario Azumarill again? I think I will. It'll go very differently this time.
Yeah.
And then Dragonite and Kingdra. Okay, what do we
Good.
got?
So this time she brings
Altaria.
Kingdra. I don't know why he
Primarina.
changed to this lead. I think the other lead is better. Like, the Rhyperior just threatens with so much damage
Okay.
and is really walled well by the Altaria.
This is such a weird start from him.
I love that. I love that because we planned for this exact lead. She has notes that say, if Altaria plus Primarina, she's just getting in her head. Who do you think was the best individual Pokemon in the tourney? I mean, it's hard to argue that the Spore Raikou, like, against the Spore Raikou. Like, the Spore Raikou was so good for Ray. Her Dragapult was really good. I think Moxie's Dragapult is disgusting. Sorry, Chris's rather. Both the Choice Band Slackings were disgusting. It's funny because like 8 of the 10 top Pokemon, or I guess 6 of the top 10 Pokemon are Ray's Pokemon. 5, I guess. Her Gardevoir is not that scary. TBF, Ray's Dragapult is just a Calyrex in disguise, except it doesn't have a quad weakness. And it has a Focus Sash, so it doesn't even matter.
Primarina
So
sucks
I
in teams,
believe our plan for this is if this happens, she needs to immediately switch Lucario out into Dragonite. Because then on the following turn, our Dragonite is faster than his Altaria under Trick Room. So basically what that forces him to do is to either follow me to prevent this from getting put to sleep, or to have this click Wide Guard so that it doesn't die. So the thing that I really like about Lud's team, or that I like playing against Lud's team, is that if you have a lot of offensive momentum, you can really heavily pressure. And even though he has a lot of tools, because his Pokemon are so slow and not all of them are particularly bulky, you can force him to have to make trades. And so as long as you're favorably trading, what you can't do is you can't lead passively and let him just get his stuff off and start steamrolling with the Primarina. But like the Primarina goes down to 2 Drill Pecks from Dragonite, for example.
Altaria has like what is this?
This Lucario is the most insane counter pick to everything. Honestly, I fucking wish this Lucario. Look at this. Look at this. 4 minus special attack. Like, imagine if we have even 15 hardy on this. Like, we hit so much harder. That's an almost guaranteed 2-shot on Citrus Berry Primarina. I bet Moongeist Beam now picks up kills on Metagross. never mind. But it does a lot. That now does almost kills with Thunder, but does really good damage. That's a guaranteed with Moongeist Beam on Dude. What about on Dwight? On Dwight, it's also both the Slowbros having crap, man. On Dragapult, yeah, I wonder if Moongeist Beam kills Dragapult. This is Raze. I called it you. Yeah, look at that. Guaranteed one shot. Doesn't really matter because it's focus sashed, but I wonder if it kills Moxies. It's a roll to kill Moxies after a Life Orb tick. That's really nice.
I do think that he has, let me look what's really good against. So, Primarina is, what if I just do Thunder into the Primarina, try to take it out, and then I just try to like Spore or something?
I don't hate that inherently. I just think that she needs to switch out here because otherwise, like Lucario is just not doing much to either of these Pokemon, but Lucario is very good into Darkrai, pretty good into this, and just like has good utility later in the game. But you really just want to try and kill this Altaria as quickly as possible so that it can't support the Primarina. And we have that note switching out, but it's hard to remember that.
Yeah, let me Spore his Primarina. What does his Primarina have? Citrus Berry? That doesn't do it. Okay. But this thing is gonna fake me out. It doesn't matter. It's gonna fake out. Okay, whatever. I try.
Well, that's interesting. It has an electric seed. It's not supposed to. Oh. But yeah, that follow me also kind of the pair of is.
Wait, what happened? You're so lucky. Stupid, so stupid.
Justice!
The fastest Pokemon here, right? So I can't sleep his stupid okay, that's fine. Well, now I just attack this. Oh, Primarina.
All right, so that's very lucky that he gets fully paralyzed. That's good damage. That's good damage, dog.
All right. How much did I do? 62.3.
So I think one thing that makes Trick Room so difficult to pilot is that you have to, especially if you're not like I guess he's kind of a hard Trick Room team, but not really. And it's weird to be a hard Trick Room team in this format. The best way to play around Trick Room is kind of like knowing what to do the turn that Trick Room ends. And that's very difficult to practice and to learn because it's very board conditional on what to do. So you can't really memorize like, oh, I just do this. Like that's when you really need like you need a full understanding of like board state and the idea of playing to outs and pinning certain mons and stuff like that. There was a couple, same with the end of Tailwind turns. There was a couple of those in the tournament where like staggering Tailwind would have really helped her against Connor.
Okay, and then that thing's asleep, so I'm going to Quiver Dance.
I don't hate Quiver Dance here. This is fine.
Oh, okay.
I wonder if he was trying to make a prediction there or if he just misclicked. That was really weird. I don't know why he did that. But that's an example of like a kind of like I don't know why he was trying to do that. At the very least you target this one because this is likely what's going out anyways. I don't know. Don't understand that one really.
Yeah, that's a good call on his part. Fine. Okay. So
the Thunder Wave or the Thunder prediction is good there. You can definitely pin that by doubling up on it, right? With Thunder and Steam Eruption, or at least that would force the Altaria into going. I mean, again, I don't hate the Quiver Dance, but now you're getting outsped by Rhyperior, which is quite bad.
So now he's got that guy, which is annoying too.
Oh, you're right. Is this when they have to deal with all this crap?
Which is more dead though. Yeah, I'm dead.
No, that's not this yet. Yeah, that's the next game.
Sword. I can kick this thing, and then I can Quiver Dance again.
Okay. That's a fine switch on his part because the Altaria is not really doing that much. Although if he just follow me's there, I think it's a better turn.
Oh, I don't like that.
And that Quiver Dance is mad greedy when you have that Rhyperior on the board. Like, you could argue that you Quiver Dance if you predict him to switch back into Primarina, but I think at that point, the payoff, the trade-off is not worth it. She should either Spore that Rhyperior if she thinks that the Primarina is coming in, or she should Steam Eruption to try and kill it immediately. That's doing way too much damage. Now Bubbly's just gonna go down without anything.
Wait, I just realized I'm making my guy slower. Oh my god, hold on. This is so annoying. I'm literally lowering my speed.
But I think she might be doing this because Wolfie told her to boost Azumarill as much as possible. And that's really hard when you have two people telling you different things. Again, I didn't know she talked to him, so like, I don't know.
Kill me. So in Trick Room, now the order is Rhyperior.
But I believe she wins this one, right? I guess I shouldn't spoil that.
Oh, this thing has Pixelate, or not Pixelate. It has a that thing that Dragonite or something. I think I'm dead though.
Yeah, high horsepower kills. That's unfortunate. She could switch to Dragonite there,
Oh my God,
but that's a Ludwig level prediction,
so
and yeah, that was brutal. That's a brutal.
What?
But now the good news is Trick Room's over, and she can now, because we don't have the Bronzong, because we have two Pokemon out that are pressuring with immense pressure. Even if he switches out here, it doesn't really make much of a difference, especially because we know that he doesn't have that dry skin. Spoilers. I'm sorry, Shattered Relic. Is Flygon planning on doing a YouTube video about the Invitational? I will, yeah.
I think I can kill both of them here. I think Surging Strikes, I can just take out Chandelure. And with you, I can take out, I could probably, against the Rhyperior, who do I attack?
By the end, I kind of felt like Slacking should have been banned given no Truant. What do you think? Yeah, I agree. So see, even though he makes this switch here, it just doesn't matter. It's not supposed to have weakness policy, but that's okay. Right, so he makes that prediction, but he's just losing so much pressure.
Altaria. Right.
And the Primarina has to A, wake up, and B, he has to do the right thing here.
So I don't want to deal with that. His Primarina is really annoying.
I think the other thing that we didn't fully cover with Dragon Darts is that this is actually a pretty uncommon interaction, but when there's a fairy type out on the field, Dragon Darts will just double into Altaria. So there's not really a reason for Altaria to follow me here unless you're protecting Boomy completely. But even if that's the case, I think the best play always here is to Dragon Darts Altaria and Drill Pick Primarina. Because even if Altaria follow me's, then the Dragon Darts are still going to kill him, and then Boomy's going to move after Shrimp and then kill Primarina. You don't want a Glacial Lance here because then the Altaria can wide guard. It's likely going to try and fake out, right? But I think even if he fakes out, it only matters if Primarina wakes up turn 1, which I believe, has she taken a turn here yet? Maybe she has. Maybe she's taken one. Actually, don't even remember. How did she get How did she get put to sleep? Oh, right. Put it to sleep. Yeah, so Primarina took one turn of sleep, so she would need to get a 1-turn wake up here.
I think I Dragon Darts Altaria, and I Dragon.
That's a lot of followed channels.
No, Drill.
I follow everybody that I raid.
Dragon Darts you, and Drill Peck you.
So yeah, that para, again, that's probably a fake out, but she can only kill, Lud can only kill one of these Pokemon. Well, Lud can only kill Kingdra, right? With the fake out. I guess it doesn't not matter. It would only matter if Primarina gets a turn 1 wake up and they did exactly fake out Shrimp, Moonblast Shrimp. I guess we can go check what he did. But yeah, so this is a win. I guess it's just that para like ties it up. I don't think it fully mattered.
I think he's kind of cooked here.
Yeah, that's a good win. You think a Nuzlocke tournament without a randomizer could work, or the teams would be just too similar? I think it could work, and I think it'd be fun. I think you would need to do it in a game like Renegade Platinum, right? Where there's just more encounter variety. Like, you couldn't do it in Fire Red, because Fire Red would be the same. It's just be a bunch of Gyaradoses.
Great game, bro.
But yeah, that was really good. All right, so this is where they start having to reset over and over again. People just keep taking their names, which is so, like, you guys are such losers. Like, let them play the game. They keep just taking their names and, like, taking over the games because they're just using random names. I think this is game 3, right? So there's a like a theory when it comes to a lot of stuff. I don't know exactly what I would call it, but There's this idea that simpler is better. The more simple you can make something, the better of an event or product it will be. So when you start adding all of these effort values, all of these bands, all of these everythings, it becomes much more complicated, and it makes it much more difficult for the average layperson to get invested. And that's really important when you're bringing all these big creators that don't necessarily inherently care about Pokemon, and certainly don't inherently care about Nuzlocking. So while it would be cool to be like, hey, let's add EVs, or like maybe we could do that to make it more complicated, maybe we could do it's like what they ultimately want is they want to find something that people can get invested in, that they can understand, and that they are likely to be able to do in a reasonable amount of time, which is the same reason that they kept updating the game, which made the game easier by taking out optional trainers, by closing off routes and stuff. But you need to compromise some of that complexity to make it more accessible and make it a more interesting event. So I think a lot of the times people forget that, coming up with quote unquote solutions or suggestions or stuff like that, where it's like something that inherently makes it more complicated doesn't necessarily make it better. Sorry, tiny mini rant, and it had nothing to do with asking the question about the EVs. I apologize if it meant like I was criticizing your question. It just reminded me of that. It had nothing to do with like you asking that.
From what we've learned, okay. So we could do like an Aurora Veil start. I kind of like it. It's like what we do against Ray.
So she wants to do an Aurora Veil start. I think that's way too passive. It's way too passive. Again, Boomy Brawny doesn't do enough damage to this team, and the team is going to outpace you if they get up Tailwind. You need to have pressure, and you need to take quick kills here. So I don't like the idea of a Brawny start. We did Brawny start a lot of the time with a lot of other teams because a lot of their strategies involved more passive leads. Like the Raikou Milotic lead, for as terrifying as it is against Ray, it is also very passive. So you can afford to follow me. You can afford to set up Aurora Veil. You can afford to like hope that we get high turns because those Pokemon can't take fast kills. Like, I just don't really see how Brawny is like a good, yeah. But I think she really likes the comfort of the Aurora Veil, and it makes sense because you can tank a few more hits. But it doesn't matter because the second that Primarina gets a Grimnay off, it's done. Can you just never bring Stupid in this matchup? No, actually, I think Stupid's quite good here because Stupid is faster than Primarina, like under Tailwind, I mean. So look at how much P-Blades does, or High Horsepower even. Like Steam Eruption kills, but that's a really good trade, especially if you double it up with Azumarill. Threaten Spore, Azumarill, Precipice Blades. The issue is that if he doesn't go Trick Room, then it's a lot weaker. I mean, it's also obviously really good into Rhyperior. It's decent into Darkrai. It's not a terrible matchup or bring at all, right? I like Shrimp more because of the water pressure onto Rhyperior, but honestly, given the Rocky Helmet, I think maybe Stupid is the better play all the time. For open team sheets, did you guys get to know the exact IV spreads, or did you have to guess a little for speed tiers? No, we knew. Well, they didn't give us that information, but we were able to get it from streams. So we pulled the Pokepastes. They had the exact IVs. Okay, so what does she do? So she leads. So she's still leading for. Okay. Oh, she's going the furry Boomy.
Darkrai, Dragonite.
So this is.
Okay. We have the same.
This was our original plan. This was our plan from the tournament. But once she did the exhibition match, we talked about it a little more. I say Luke plus Azu forces him to choose between Spore or KO with Sacred Sword. Yeah, so I agree with that. I think Luke plus Azu is a pretty good lead into this lead specifically, Dragonite plus Darkrai. This lead, I don't love. I liked it more when it was more of a toss-up as to whether he was going to go for Tailwind or Taunt. Or, I mean, Taunt or Breaking Swipes. But because Breaking Swipes does so much damage to Boomy and it prevents us from getting the kill on Darkrai, I don't really love this lead into this lead specifically. And he does seem to be going hard Trick Room always. I don't love this, but it's definitely, there's ways to play out of this.
So,
I'm so jealous of Poppy right now. That's the kind of midday nap I want to be taking.
I don't know. He's probably going to
clunked out.
I'm going to do this. He's been like winning all the reads though. Like, I don't think he's going to use Taunt here. Oh God, he's so annoying.
Yeah, so Breaking Swipe. But again, I don't even think Tailwind... I mean, Tailwind... No, yeah. Tailwind is good, but do we get this kill with Darkrai?
I hate this.
We don't. So what does she do next? What I would do here is I would Extreme Speed Darkrai, and I would Moongeist Beam Darkrai. Or Tailwind. But Lucario...
I know you're mad right now.
Shut up! I'm not.
But Lucario, he's so funny. Ludwig is so funny.
So annoying. So annoying. So annoying. Like, that thing should just be dead. So here's a question. Do I extreme speed this? But I think that he knows I'm going to extreme speed it. Okay, I'm going to be a step ahead of him. He's going to think I'm going to extreme speed.
Okay, that's smart.
I'm not gonna extreme speed.
The issue with this, so I like her logic here. I think that's actually really smart. I think it's really telegraphed. The issue is that Boomy is so low already and is going to move last in this instance that there is no downside to extreme speeding. Because if she doesn't extreme speed, Boomy's not going to get an attack off. So she always should extreme speed Darkrai or extreme speed Dragonite just to get some damage off if she really thinks and is really confident that Darkrai doesn't go to Chandelure. But if you don't do that, you risk the over prediction. And then Darkrai gets off another attack, and you probably lose both Mons here. So this is an example of where, like, okay, she saw that, but then you have to learn when to be like, well, it doesn't matter. She could also switch out here, potentially, to Azumarill, right? Azumarill is so good into these leads because neither of them can really touch it except for with Electro Web.
Tailwind Thunder. I could just swap in like Brawny right now.
See, she doesn't have Kingdra here again, which I don't like. It's like her two primary attackers here are almost dead after turn 1, and they're both at -1 attack. It's like we need Kingdra or Hippowdon or something in the back. I just don't see, like, sure, Brawny can set up Aurora Veil here, but it doesn't really matter unless she doesn't have the Rhyperior in the back.
Swap in his thing. So I'm going to swap in mine, and I'm going to extreme speed.
Is Lud the only matchup you plan to bring Azu in? We had one line where we were thinking of bringing Azu in against Chris, but then decided that Stupid is better even with the triple water type. Azumarill was mainly brought on the team just so that she could guarantee get through the Elite Four because she was so comfortable using her. And that is, so like, we were pretty confident that people were also going to over-index and over-expect us to use it.
Fuck, is he ahead of me? No, I'm ahead of him. I'm ahead of him. Oh no, he's ahead of me. God damn, am I that predictable?
So yeah, I don't love this switch because again, the Lucario's really the Dragonite really can't do anything to Lucario. So imagine if you Moongeist Beam plus Extreme Speed here. You guarantee Darkrai dies if it stays in, and you do decent damage to Dragonite, or if he switches to Chandelure, or even Rhyperior, which might be predictable as well, you do really good damage because you were no longer using our physical attack. So again, that's hard to see. I'm just backseat quarterbacking right now, or Monday night quarterbacking, Monday morning quarterbacking, but that's an example of a pin, of like how to pin an opponent. So even if Lud makes the correct switch, something still happens.
You know what's so annoying is I don't really have anything for the Chandelure. I do. Okay. To the notes, Chandelure, if I see that, I don't know if this is it, I'm going to... What's this?
How do you think Leslie would have done if we had brought Parasong? Honestly, man, I am kicking myself for even entertaining that idea. Like, in hindsight, it's just... I didn't realize how much we would have to learn in so little time. And I believe this our Dragonite had Fusion Bolt. Like, it was debating between Fusion Bolt and Parasong. And I was sort of like it would be fun to have. And I agree that it would have been fun to have. And it would have been, like, people would have been hyped if she got it off. Like, but I feel like most of the time with our team, we're almost always coming from behind anyways. We don't have the tool. Like, maybe if I built an entire team around it, it would be fun. Because we had the Perish Body Sand Slash. We had a couple Detect TMs. But then you just are over-indexing on it so much. And especially when there are the Ghost types in the format, like lots, the Dragapults, and we had no good answers in any of the Dragapults. And there's so much power in it. I'm kicking myself for keeping Perish Song because we ended up switching it out for Drill Peck anyways. And I think Fusion Bolt would have actually been really good into a couple of key matchups, Rays included. Well, yeah, because then we would have a way to just bop that Milotic. So a little bummed about that. I think someday, I'm sure she'll do Parish Song stuff.
That was hell. Okay, so I think that I can Steam Eruption that guy, follow me with this. Maybe he decorates if I'm lucky.
I kind of forgot that Chandelure had decorate.
I could also.
Ooh, he's
set a
thinking.
veil there, but
Let's thinking. What are we doing?
Bit.
I mean, I think right now you can. What is she doing? Yeah, she's Steam Eruptioning Chandelure. That's a good play. The issue is that it could go the Darkrai.
What the hell is he doing? Stop!
But again, I think if you follow me there, I mean, I guess you get.
You! I actually can't.
Drew was commenting that Paris wasn't great because there's no ways to trap.
So good.
Yeah. Okay, guys. I've said this every single time Paris Song was brought up. We would never be using Paris Song as a trap. We would be using it as an end game out. So what you do is you kill 2 Pokemon, force 2 out so that it's just 2v2 or 2v3. You have the slower Mon, and you use Paris Song to end the game, not to just trap and instantly do things.
That was so
But that's what makes it difficult to do. And also, based on how everybody played in the tournament, like, there's no guarantee that they would have known that they have to switch out at the end of the turn. So it would cause a lot of panic switching. It would cause a lot of people probably to forget that they had to switch. So like, I do think that it's interesting, that it would have been really interesting in this format. Yeah, I don't know what the better play is there. I mean,
I'm losing it.
that was just a really good switch on Ludwig's part.
You know what?
That was a really, really good switch. And there's pretty much no way to get to take advantage of preventing the
So I can put
the Chandelure
grass
from
sleeve at
killing
least, right? Like, what can we do
something
about that?
and also preventing them. What did
There's
she
not
do
too
with
much you can
Brawny?
do about it, right?
Did she switch in?
I'm going,
Why is
stop!
oh, Brawny's going follow me. Okay, so she did this a couple times too. I don't know why she's follow meing here. Neither of these Pokemon can do anything to Bubbly, so follow me is a waste. She could either set up Aurora Veil, or she can go for Pollen Puff into Bubbly. If she really wanted to be sneaky and predict the Darkrai switch, she Pollen Puffs or Sunsteel Strikes into Chandelure. But see, this is an example of where like Brawny just doesn't really do anything here because she's not follow me. What is she follow meing? Like what is she worried about on Azumarill that she needs to follow me from?
And hate. Okay, you went in with wrong items. You should be disqualified. This doesn't count. Everything you say from this point forward is invalid. Everything.
Into a water type.
Everything.
Into a water type.
Wait, what did I do?
You used Steam Eruption into a water type. I called a dry skin swap. I called that shit.
Okay, that was
You're
good.
not on my fucking wavelength, bro.
That was good. That was good. You had people come hack your account to throw me off my game.
I had them hack my account. That's fucking crazy. Nobody hacked my damn account, bro. I'm outplaying you on genuinely every street that exists.
He's so annoying. He's so annoying. I can't.
Okay, this game ain't over, by the way.
It's not. I know.
But that read was fucking awesome.
Okay, that was good. But that was good.
It was a really good read. Again, Ludwig has a couple of these, and like the reads in Game 5 were so good from him.
I don't even know why I clicked. I'm confident that it was right though. So Aurora Veil is up or no? What did I do with Brawny? Oh, did he fake out? Why did I flinch? This?
To swap it in
that
for
was
you
lucky.
to use my own
That's
Darkrai.
very lucky.
What would you say Fuslie's best read in the tournament was? I can't remember exactly who it was against, but there was a time where she detected with Kingdra and they doubled up into the Kingdra, and it was like it won her the game instantly. It may have been against Ray, but I think it was actually against Alana. It was against Connor. Oh, right. Yeah. The setup's Aurora Veil, that's fine.
I've been watching.
Okay, so she Draining Kissed the Darkrai. That was another prediction on his part. So this is the issue. He's making these switches and they're bold but predictable. The issue is that this is a very unoppressive combination, this Bubbly Brawny. So it doesn't matter if he's making these predictions and gets them wrong.
Oh my god, that's a spread move anyway, whatever. Oh my god, I love Bill saving my booty. Thank you.
So that was he could have switched out again. But I like that. I like that as a play because like if he keeps doing that, if he keeps just switching, he's got nothing. Like Primarina can't really kill Bronzong. So like he can't just keep switching forever. He eventually has to start attacking, and at some point, you're just burning your own Trick Room turns. What were the typical leads you recommended Fuslie using? I feel like Kingdra plus Bronzong is such a powerful lead. Would have to assume that was in the running for best. No, so I mean, there's better leads for every single matchup. We went through every single team. She had notes for every single team that I wrote up that said, if they lead this is what you're doing turn 1. If they lead this is what you're doing turn 1. For every single combination of their leads, and I picked the lead that was best into the most number of those leads so that she knew exactly what to do, at least for the first turn of each battle, as long as she didn't panic. So like Kingdra Bronzong was really good against Alana. We didn't even bring Kingdra against certain teammates because like they just had too many, like there was just too many oppositions.
Lucario's gonna be slow. Dragonite. Okay. We are so in this. Bubbly, you are gonna do some shit right now. You are
Wait, is this game 4? Maybe you're right. Maybe this is the one that Bubbly wins the entire thing.
Because maybe that will give you some health. Or the Dragonite. That's stronger. You're not gonna kill anything. But then but I can kick this thing, right? It's not great. But let me think. So he has a Dragonite. I could Drain and Kiss you, and then I could... Ooh, what about this?
I don't understand how she loses this.
I think I just
or is there still a Darkrai in the back? No. Yeah, there is. I don't see how she loses this. I guess electric terrain just got set up. That's the reason.
Something's telling me.
So because of electric terrain, she needs to rip a thunder here. Oh, I was doing those calcs into Primarina without electric terrain, so I bet electric terrain just kills.
No. Holy shit! I died of the burn. Wait, what? Am I alive? Oh, we're dead. Oh, we're so dead. We didn't get. Oh no. Bubbly can't do this on her own. She can't.
Yeah, so this is the game where... Wait, did I skip the third game?
Okay, under Trick Room, she's pretty fast. You just gotta put someone to sleep. They can't kill you. He can taunt you, though. He can taunt you right here. He's probably gonna taunt you.
This isn't the second one. She already won. Yeah, I must have skipped game 3. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Yeah, he can't win this. So basically, she can draining... Well, I guess he can't. He actually got really lucky with some of the Moonblast attack drops. Yeah, so you kill Dragonite. Yeah, the issue is that he just doesn't have a way to deal with this. I think the only thing that he can do here, I don't think Encore is a misplay. I think maybe you literally try and just...
Okay, so Darkrai's alive, which makes my...
You try and just Electro Web plus Moonblast and hope that's a kill, but at +1, that's not good.
Azumarilla's now the slowest guy on the field, so they're both gonna get to attack Bubbly. Aurora Veil's still up. Does he kill me? Dark into Fairy, not very good.
Would Darkrai not using Encore change result? No, I really don't think so.
I can Quiver Dance. I'm already Quiver Dance is not good. I could Water. I could use
I don't think Led has a better play than Encore, because at least with Encore... I mean, I guess Encore's not that useful. No, it's just, there's nothing else he can do. This is an auto lot. Like, maybe if he Electro Webs, but it's got Aurora Veil up, so he'd be, like, looking for a crit. Like, exactly one crit with Electro Web.
I think it's over. My Aurora Veil's the only thing I got holding on. And Training Kiss is so weak. These are, like, the 2 Pokemon of his I hate. It's Bubbly versus the world here. Look at her. Look at her.
Would Bubbly be a reliable answer to most of Lud's Pokemon? Yeah. I think Bubbly wins every single 1v1. Literally every single one.
Last 3 turns? That's so annoying. I think I made...
I was scared here that she was going to run out of PP.
I don't know.
And he kept getting these special attack drops, and I was worried that she wasn't paying attention to that. But it doesn't really matter because she can always just Spore. So, like, he has to get extraordinary Spore luck here. Yes, now it's at -1 special attack, which is nasty.
Okay, you're asleep.
So, like, she definitely needs to Quiver Dance here, and it's a little scary that she doesn't.
Do I
but
Dance here. Is that too risky? No way he wakes up. I'm gonna pretend this is a gym leader, and what would I do in the Elite Four? I would quiver dance and watch you sleep. Perfect.
Perfect.
Beautiful. Even though that slows me down in Trick Room, it's okay.
yeah, one crit
Perfect.
here
Oh,
and it's over.
gone. What? Perfect.
That's that 1 in
Can you
24
kiss again?
chance. But he suddenly gets really lucky with like 2 special attack drops in a row from Moonblast. All right, you guys get the gist here.
Have the berry again, right?
Yeah.
At the end there, eh?
So she basically just quiver dance, draining kiss, sells her. Look, she had 4 draining kisses left, 3 draining kisses left. So actually, that would have been a lot harder had she
I wanted to get Max quiver dancing. Come on.
had
It's the
she
first time I got
she
to do
probably
it.
should have quiver danced more.
All right.
But
well,
that's game 5. I guess we skipped game 3, but whatever.
it's on.
So I want to see game 5. So here she again brings Brawny.
Okay, leaving my
And I don't really see why. She goes Lucario, Azumarill out first, which is what we talked about. And then Dragonite. And I would have wanted to see, which we never talked about, bringing Hippowdon. But based on how he's playing, I think Hippowdon would actually do really well here. I wanted to see Kingdra here instead of Bronzong. Although I guess because of this Rocky Helmet, it makes it much harder. He's figuring out, he's thinking. I love that he takes this long time and then just leads the same exact lead as always.
This is
But oh,
annoying.
I remember what
Okay.
she does here. She throws turn 1 by switching Furry out into Dragonite. I don't know why why she does that. We don't talk about that. I think she's just responding to how much Ludwig's switching and going, "Oh, well, I want to like mess him up by switching too." But the reason that Ludwig's switches are so good is because his Pokemon have synergy in a way that our Pokemon, at least the ones that we brought, don't. So like she's switching Lucario here into Dragonite, and it's like like I think she's like, okay, he thinks I'm gonna go for Tailwind, so he's gonna taunt. So instead of just attacking, I'm gonna switch to Dragonite. But there's literally no benefit to switching to Dragonite other than avoiding Lucario getting taunted. But if Lucario is getting taunted, all it means is that a move this turn, but by switching, he's not doing a move this turn either. So it's just like the calculus of like when to switch is really hard to learn.
Okay, don't worry. So at the party, I asked his coach what he was gonna do, and his coach Zoomerill's on the don't know. Taunt my Zoomer.
Oh, I guess she goes Azumarill into Dragonite. That's worse. I mean, I guess it's not worse if... Okay, that makes a little more sense, I guess. Yeah, I mean... But again, Azumarill is not bothered by these 2 Pokemon. The reason Azumarill is so good into this matchup is that really the only thing that that any of her Pokemon can do to it is Rhyperior can hurt it hard or Darkrai can hurt it. So there's no reason to conserve Azumarill here. You always just Spore Dragonite. Because Dragonite can be spored in an electric train because it's not grounded. So there's no reason not to spore Dragonite here to force the taunt.
He doesn't see the lines, and you guys might be like, "No, they overcook." It's not.
No, it isn't Overcook, unfortunately, because now you're just risking so much damage on Dragonite for no benefit. Again, if Dragonite didn't have Breaking Swipes, if Dragonite had a single target move, this would be a perfectly fine switch. But that Breaking Swipe just does way too much. Look at that. Boomy's basically dead. So I like at that point, I basically think we're just done.
Okay.
Would have it been better to switch into Brawny for the Azumarill or for the Aurora Veil though? Yeah. She definitely could have done that. She definitely could have switched either of those 2 months here. But again, that double up really doesn't do anything to Azumarill after Leftovers recovery. Like the Electro Web is a little sucky, but it's really just like, and you can put the Dragonite to sleep, and then you can do whatever you want. You can set up Aurora Veil. It's just.
So what do I want to do?
It was overthinking it. So again, we've seen this exact thing before, right? That he's gonna switch out Darkrai. So she, at this point, we've seen it so many times that she needs to predict it by going Extreme Speed into Darkrai plus Moongeist Beam into Darkrai. I would expect him, I know that he doesn't do this, but I would expect him to switch to Chandelure. And so I think Extreme Speed plus Moongeist Beam is a really good play here because we're not really doing that much to that Dragonite right now because the Dragonite's just going to kill Boomy.
Extreme Speed is Darkrai. He totally knows we've done this line before.
Yeah.
I could Glacial Lance. He's gonna bring in Primarina. He's gonna bring in.
But that's another example again where you're not going to be able to get off Glacial Lance, so the overread is actually screwing her here. If she really thinks that he's going Primarina, then I want to see a Thunder into Darkrai. Extreme Speed plus Thunder into Darkrai. In fact, I think if she does that, that could win her immediately the game immediately. This Moongeist Beam into Dragonite play is a waste because it just doesn't do anything.
I don't care. I'm overthinking everything. I'm just do this. Like we knew this was gonna happen.
So, but at least you get a little damage off with Extreme Speed. Sacred Sword is just, you're already at -1. It's just,
so Bubbly.
I don't like it.
Do I bring out Brawny here?
And again, here, if you have Kingdra instead of Brawny, you just bring Kingdra out. You rip a Thunder into Primarina, and then you take Dragonite. You take the kill on Dragonite with a Dragon Darts. I actually don't know if that kills. I guess it's worth checking. Oh, wow. Wait, no way. Even with Intrepid Sword? That's wild. Oh, it's relaxed. That's why. But I think that's still better.
Brawny
Maybe it's not.
Primarina and Dragonite.
Maybe you double up with on the Dragonite then, I guess.
Bubbly's can deal with you and
Moongeist Beam plus Dragon Darts.
Yeah, Bubbly's great here.
But Bubbly is good here, yeah. The issue, so what I think Ludwig plays this game exceptionally well. He realizes that without boosts on the Primarina, maybe he doesn't do this on perfect, but at least from what I see, it seems like what he's doing is he realizes that Primarina needs the boosts so that it can deal with Azumarill in the late game. So all he has to do is kill everything else with Primarina before they can do damage, and he can get to +1, +2, and then Bubbly's fucked. He's Moongeist Beaming to Dragonite and Sporing the Dragonite. I think that's fine.
Does he taunt my Bubbly? Fuck you.
Well, actually, I don't like the Moongeist Beam. I think the Primarina is the absolute biggest threat. So I think Thunder on Primarina, you don't want Trick Room getting set up here, especially if you're taunted. So I think that makes them... But I think that's a good play.
I hate him so much. Okay, that's okay. Because he's Trick Roomed and he has fallen straight into my hand. Okay, because now Bubbly, the slowest Pokemon before, is now the fastest on the field. Yes, he can't Spore, but doesn't matter because we could set up his worst nightmare, which is Quiver Dance. Lucario now...
Exposing the android girly.
So now let's think about this. Lucario becomes pretty fast or slow because of all this, which sucks. I'm going to Quiver Dance.
So at this point, it's over because Lucario is dead to Primarina. And again, if there was Kingdra instead of Brawny, you could make that switch maybe. But this is kind of a soft pin because Dragonite can also
I feel like
just Lance.
the mental game.
Dragon. Breaking Swipe, whatever.
Does Furry swap into Brawny is the question, because Brawny now becomes very fast, and he might not expect the swap. I
don't hate that switch, but unfortunately, it's not enough to conserve this.
What's the point? What is the point?
Yeah, he read her like a book this whole game, but that first switch just lost her so much momentum right away.
Rhyperior. Ow, 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 ow.
That burn is unfortunate.
Burn. Okay, it's okay. He doesn't attack anyway. He doesn't. Okay, we get the harvest off. Beautiful. Now, we set up Aurora Veil. Okay, let's check the speed order. We are under Trick Room conditions, making...
And this is the disgusting turn. This right here is a disgusting turn. And unfortunately, there's nothing she can do about it other than... hard reading it and draining kissing Rhyperior. But that's a really, really hard and I don't even think it matters because the Rhyperior, the Darkrai doesn't die. But watch this.
Wait, I can kill Rhyperior here with Steam Eruption.
Her putting on the timer is insane.
Calling the timer. This is big stuff. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. Oh, never mind. It was really low. So yeah, if she hard reads that, again, that's really hard to do. You kind of lose if you hard read it and he doesn't make that switch, like it's kind of a coin flip. I mean, she wasn't even expecting it, but yeah, if you hard read that, you get the Draining Kiss off, kill the Darkrai, then this game looks completely different. Because then she runs out of stuff. He runs out of stuff that Rhyperior can switch into, but it's not easy. It's not easy like when you're like feeling on the defense because you keep missing or like he keeps getting the reads correctly. It's hard to like pause and be like, okay, let's punish a read. That was her only out though, and I'm kind of surprised that he gave it to her because also he could, I guess he's just trying to ensure that it's not like a Bubbly versus Primarina endgame, but yeah, it's rough. That was really good. That was really good for him.
Okay. No. But the last time he did this, remember? The last time he did this, guys, we won the game. Okay, so let's not stress. He has a Rhyperior in the back, not a problem. Okay, this is not lost. Okay, we have Aurora Veil up. Remember how much of a headache that is? It's big. It's a big problem. We can sport.
At this point, it's kind of over. The burn makes it so that she can't do much damage. I would Draining Kiss the Darkrai and hope that he stays in. You could try and do a prediction here, but basically playing safe is not going to work. I would also consider sporing the Primarina, but I believe what he does is he switches Dragonite in, which is another really good read.
Oh, you're so cringe, dude. He actually knew what I was gonna do.
Yeah, that was really smart. That was really, really smart. He's just making really good reads. I mean, you gotta make predictions. And that's really, really hard to do. It's really, really hard to do. But again, if she had more aggressive teammates here, like for example, right? Imagine this is my fault for not even bringing this up and not seeing that Lud would do this. But imagine if we had consistent Precipice Blades pressure. You can't make those switches to Rhyperior. You can't make those switches into Darkrai. You can make the switch into Dragonite. You suddenly have so much offense that it doesn't really matter if he's making these big predictions. So I think that's the way that you beat it. Like you pin him with really strong Pokemon. But it's tough too also because the Primarina can one-shot the Hippowdon. So it's rough.
So the order of operations now goes Azumarill,
yeah, unfortunately, there's nothing she can do here because Primarina just gets...
So what can I do?
I
can Quiver Dance and
too crazy. And Quiver Dance isn't good here because she still needs to kill the Rhyperior.
Yes.
You want to put it on.
Let me think. I know. Hinimo! I'm going to Sunsteel Strike. I like a sweat. And then
yeah, so he switches. She switches here, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but that's okay. She's just panicking. And there's no guarantee that she knows that kills. Taunt's done. Yeah, it's over. I think if she lets Brawny go down there, maybe she can at least rip like a nasty Thunder into Primarina and hope that on the following turn after the Quiver Dance. But I think the Primarina still has Citrus Berry.
Steel against Fairy.
But if he doesn't get up Tailwind again, then actually there's a pretty good chance, right?
At the end of the day.
It's like if she lets if she lets Brawny go down, I'm trying to think here. If she lets Brawny go down, Trick Room ends. We still have 2 turns of Aurora Veil up. We bring out Lucario. We now pressure with faster Lucario and Bubbly. So you can rip a Thunder into Primarina. If that hits in electric terrain, that's a 74.8 to 88.7. It's a roll. It's not a good roll, but you at least have an out because then you can hit that Primarina. If you get the kill, you just win on the spot. Even if you don't, it brings her up to 25%. You Draining Kiss, and then this Dragonite can't touch. Oh man, that was so close actually. Even with all of that, didn't even realize how close that was. Because what can that Dragonite do? I really don't think it can do anything to her. Like, okay, you taunt it, but we can just Draining Kiss back. And then the Rhyperior's down. If you don't get Tailwind up, the Rhyperior can't do anything. Even if you do get Tailwind up, you should survive 1 high horsepower. from full HP. You can Steam Eruption. I actually, I think if you don't get that kill, then Primarina probably Moonblast plus high horsepower. But like, that's your best bet. It's a shame that the Lucario is faster in that scenario, because you could probably, if Azumarill was faster, right? Draining Kiss at +1, that doesn't do enough in the Primarina. Yeah, 16%. So with Citrus Berry, nah, so it wasn't that close, but bummer.
This?
Bummer, huh?
Okay, we can pray that he cheats.
But it's close, and again, I think she has a really good
Where are my
line.
damage dealers at? What happened?
Because you brought Brawny.
I just don't want to my damage on to this. Like he's got spread
Yeah,
damage.
so this is over.
Yes, so
That was rude.
Okay, this is good. He's dead. But now we have a buffed up Prim to deal with. This is not good.
This is also a dirty
This is
play.
not-
And if she reads
not
this, he
ideal.
can lose here by doing this.
Okay, how much longer for this taunt? Bro.
Wait. That's not it. Oh, I forgot he has Darkrai still. That's fucked up. Yeah, all right. She can't win this. So, but setting up Trick Room and switching to Rhyperior is really smart, because then Rhyperior can threaten, and she's Encored.
I'm so cringe.
Yeah. So yeah, I honestly, other than that switch at the very beginning, I don't think she even played that last game poorly at all. Like, I think Ludwig genuinely played extremely well. Most of the other people in the tournament would not have been able, like, and even Ludwig at the tournament would not have been able to play this well. Like, he clearly clicked in the last couple games in this matchup, and he figured out how to do it and how to play in a style that she wasn't able to, like, adjust to. So, like, I don't think that Fuslie played poorly, and I don't think that that it was like a poor playing style from either of them. I think that Ludwig just genuinely played very well, a little bit better than Fuslie did, but Leslie actually also played very, very well. So look at people just confidently saying random shit. Or wait, this one. Mud Zeroden. like, people just say whatever they want. And like, as long as you confidently say it, half the people be like, yep, you're so right.
So I would have taunted a Azumarill, and then you would have swapped into.
And then, so I thought I was gonna, I didn't think you were gonna breaking swipe. So in my mind, I was praying that you were going to Electro Web taunt. Like, I just thought that was a pretty solid play that you could do, because you're like afraid of the spore pressure or the tailwind pressure or something, right? Like, there's a really strong.
That's not terrible. Well, let's see what Ludwig says. That's not terrible logic.
Your Darkrai, and I was just praying for that, but it obviously was a misplay, and it's not. But it's like,
what did your Lucario even do?
It Darkrai. Fight. Secret sword. It secret sorted your thing, but its attack was lowered because you breaking swiped. So I attacked you and you didn't die, and then I had to deal with the repercussions of bad decisions. Okay, and I wasn't ready for that, and I just, like, that's where I lost at the first move, I think.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah, like,
I see what you're saying, right? If I went for a taunt, you would have had a swap in.
Yes.
I would have taunted a character with only attack moves. And then I think you kill, right? You kill Darkrai if you have.
Yes.
That probably goes.
I do. We did that calculation lots.
Yeah, so she's totally right there. The issue is that there's no reason to not stay in, because if you truly are trying to read a taunt on Azumarill, you just attack with Azumarill instead of sporing or quiver dancing. You don't switch in, because if you're wrong about the read, you lose so much for absolutely nothing. So it's a bad it's the prediction's not bad. It's just the logic of what to do after the prediction that's bad. Whereas if you stay in and you draining kiss the Darkrai because you think you're getting taunted, then even if he breaking swipes, you get that kill on Darkrai. Or you spore the Dragonite so that he's forced to taunt. It's okay if he taunts, because if he's taunting, it means he's not breaking, it means that he's not doing the damage to Lucario and dropping Lucario's attack. So there's always, you have to think about, like, you have to force your opponent into picking the lesser of two evils and then capitalize on them picking the lesser of two evils. That's what I said right there on the screen. You can kill that Darkrai with Lucario with, oh, yep, you did say that. But I honestly don't even care about because the Darkrai's not doing anything after turn 1. So I like the idea of sporing. I think sporing Dragonite is so good, because either he has to taunt and then your Lucario is effectively untouched and you get a single kill and you're up 4-3. The Darkrai, which can't really do anything after turn 1 against your team unless it wants to Electro Web again, either he taunts or Breaking Swipe, and then the Dragonite's asleep, and then he has no momentum. You completely stop his momentum. The whole point of leading the Lucario and the Azumarill lead is because there's enough offensive pressure and enough disruption on that team that you can do whatever you want on the following turn. So the switch out is just wasting momentum that you're building up. Ludwig was making the point that a Spore on Dragonite is whatever, so he'd never have any reason to taunt the Spore. It's not whatever, though. It's absolutely not whatever, because once you Spore that slot is dead, and you can focus on whatever's on the other side of the slot, knowing that for at least one turn, there's nothing that slot can do. So it's absolutely not dead, because it means that you get a guaranteed safe switch into your Dragonite on the following turn. It's whatever in the sense that the Dragonite's not the big player. The big player on his team is Primarina. But if you force the Dragonite into being asleep, you're basically saying that slot is dead. Let's target whatever we want. So we can very easily double up on the Darkrai slot, so that if he does a switch into, say, Chandelure into Primarina, we're ripping a Thunder into it and we're ripping a Draining Kiss. The only thing that's a bad switch into that is the Rhyperior, right? But then the Rhyperior is slow enough, and especially if you're following this logic, you weren't taunted on that turn, so you can set up a Quiver Dance to guarantee that you're faster than the Rhyperior, and you can just apply offensive momentum on that position. There's no downside. So like I really like her logic of going, okay, I know, like, I understand what he's gonna do. I think it's just that extra step of going, well, what do I do with that knowledge? And it's harder, like, that comes from experience. So like that's the difference between like gambling versus forcing the player into doing something. So like there is some gambling and some making predictions and like getting a little lucky with the right predictions and stuff like that. But instead of doing the 50-50 that she hopes that he spores, or that he taunts, you find a play that no matter what happens, you come out favorably. If Lud does exactly what she's expecting him to do, it's a fine play. You killed the Darkrai, Dragonite wasted a spot, and now you have Lucario next to Dragonite, and you can force pressure onto Primarina. The fact that like it gets completely if he doesn't do exactly what you want to do, and you almost essentially lose turn 1 if you make that read. There's, especially in a game 5, especially after seeing that he's very fine not doing exactly what you think you're doing, you can't do that. That's a very greedy read. Even if 50% of the time or however much of the time it works out, you need to find the play that is, especially on a turn, like you can't risk the game on a turn 1 in a game 5. Chat, I also earlier today did an ad read or an ad integration recording. The whole thing wearing this shirt. And if you notice something about this shirt, other than the fact that it has a stain right here, which is kind of embarrassing, this shirt's kind of green. So when I put up my green screen, I kind of fucked up a little bit. So the things that we got from the tournament, including we got a bunch of the merch, which was cool, but we got our Hall of Fame team in a framed photo. Fuslie, there's me, there's Poppy, and then there's our team of 6. I love that they included Poppy in here. She's so cute. The sprite of her is so adorable. It works perfectly, doesn't it? But, and then we got cards of our entire team. So this is the Brawny card I got. This is the Azumarill card I got. I don't know if this is the best way to show this. I apologize, guys. This is stupid. This is King Draw. That one's pretty sick. Look at that. Look at that holo. Hydro Splash. And last but not least, Lucario EX, baby. Anyways, and this right here is my trainer card. Focus in. You sweep the competition up. The Pokemon this card is attached to gets plus 20 HP. I love it. I don't know if I've ever once worn a blue shirt like that, but I do really. Poppy is so freaking cute in this. It's got my beard. I love it. But this is Poppy's trainer card. So I guess she doesn't have an ability. No, she does. It says, Pokepet Power. Enchants passerbys with her charm, luring them in without suspicion. I'm so glad you had a blast. Some of my fave content of all time, your Nuzlocke with Fuslie. It was awesome. Thank you. So when's the coaches tournament? I don't want to organize it, but if somebody else wants to put it together, I'll be there. I'll show up.